personal play over the last couple of weeks?
I think there's always stuff to get better at. I think maybe started off a little bit slow, been progressively getting better throughout the season. I think you can see that with just our play in general as a team, as a whole. I think not that we've started slow at any means as a team, but I think as you can see, we progressively get better and better as the season goes. And I think that's a testament to the players and the coaches. One, putting us in the right positions, and then two, the players going and executing. So I give all the credit to my coaches putting me in the right spots, my teammates doing their jobs. Because again, if they don't do their jobs, like the ball is going to find somewhere, and then other things happen. So when everybody does their job, it gives the person who's at the point of attack to make a play and have that opportunity. So I've been fortunate enough to be in a little more situations that where I can do my job and quote unquote make a play. So, but again, just doing my job, I think better than I have these previous weeks. So, but just continue to do that.
How much of your improved play do you think is tied to probably the healthiest you've felt all year?
Yeah, certainly. Health is a big thing, whether it be physical health, mental health, whatever it might be. A lot more time spent in the training room, getting some homework done to make sure I have extra time to watch film. My preparation has been, through the roof with, again, the coaches putting us in the right spots, and then the extra, unrequired is what we preach about a lot. It's like everybody practices. Everybody's going to, watch film before practice, talk about their schemes, talk about whatever they got going on, offense, defense, special teams. But, what are you going to do outside of the required hours? That's going to set you apart from the team you're going to play. Because, again, it's not about the guys that we're playing. It's really about if we can do what we're taught and then practice to do every day better than what they do.
What do you feel like the incumbent communication is like?
Yeah, it's been great. It's definitely different. Like during spring ball when we first initially started using it, I honestly didn't know what I was gonna expect, but it literally is just like you just stick like a walkie-talkie behind your ear, so I didn't know like what the quality was gonna be like. So it's clear enough to where like obviously you can hear everything, the communication's there, and then but it's been good though. Like there's certain times where it's like situational stuff like hey, he'll give me like a reminder here, like obviously like the play call, but then again it's like hey, this personnel last time they did this, or it's hey, be alert for this, or it's like even if we don't have a check-in right there, if they like come up to the line, pause a play, or whatever quarterback comes up to the line, we can make an adjustment, or we can get into a certain check that we may have not had right away. So it puts us being able to put us in better spots, and it's certainly been a big help.
What type of energy is Coy bringing to the defense?
That kid's special. He's bringing a certain type of like swagger. I think I like using that word to describe him. He's very loose. Like he doesn't get uptight. He doesn't get like, from what it looks, doesn't get nervous. Like he just does his job very well. But again, like that energy that he brings is contagious. Like you see him. I never saw it initially. I think it was the UCLA game when he got that pick, and then he's off the sideline like yelling and screaming, like flailing around. Like we love stuff like that, and it gets the rest of the guys going too. So, but the thing is, he's always like that. So it's not like it's like a once in a while thing. Like it's he doesn't have like a little switch where he's like whatever. He's just consistently like that, and it's awesome to see and to have that around all the guys.
Cody, you guys really swarmed toward the ball last week, more so than I think I've seen in any other game. Is that guys getting healthy, working together more, things like that?
Certainly. I think it's a lot of things. It's, guys just having a lot more fun. Guys being able to understand that we just really enjoy playing with the guys around us, and that the harder we play, the better it's going to be for the rest of the guys. It's a lot. There's no individual efforts that are going to get the job done. It's got to be a collective, and like you said, it's been there, and it's going to continue to get better each and every week. So, yeah, flying around to the ball, guys having fun, it's a mixture of a lot of those things.
Who are the primary threats for Illinois?
I think they have a well-balanced offense. You got to contain the quarterback. He does a good job getting out, using his feet to extend the play both on the ground, and he'll get out to throw the ball. You got some good backs, some big backs, so going to be, on top of that with our tackling, swarming to the ball, and then they can get the ball out in space, and they can throw their shots one-on-one. They do a good job finding matchups with their wide receivers, their tight ends. They're good blockers, good pass catchers, so they'll find space for those guys. They'll also get their one-on-one shots. So they do a little bit of everything. So it's, we got a wide array of things to make sure that we're on top of. So they do a good job of spreading it around.
We got to see you join in on the celebration with Cody while I do it on the sideline as well. Coach mentioned that it's the new interception song in practice. Just how has that come about and taken over kind of the defense?
We just seen it, and guys was having fun with it one day, like before practice, and then I forget how it honestly got to Coach Fleck and our our sound system whenever we make a play in practice and get the ball taken away. But because I honestly didn't expect that to happen right when we got our first takeaway in practice, and then it happened. So we ran with it there, and no, it was great though. It's just having fun. Like that's when we play our best defense, when we're having fun. That's when we played our best all around football, like offense, special teams, and defense. We play our best when we're having fun, like with the guys around us. So it's little things like that I think allow us to bring a little more personality to the game. And just be a little bit more of ourselves and have fun. So.
Is there a little extra motivation for the way that game against Illinois finished last year?
I mean, that was in the past. All we can do from that is learn. So, I mean, there's obviously a lot of things that we can take from that game, even now, being a year later. But right now, we're certainly just looking at being, 1-0 this week, doing all we can to continue to get better. But, yeah, looking at things from last year, how that may have felt, there are certainly some things that stick with you. But it's a whole new year, whole new season for this 1 week game, this 1 week season. So it's doing whatever we can to be 1-0 this week.
What was it like to have Matt back last week?
It was great. He's an awesome guy to be around, awesome guy to have on the field. He flies around, he knows the checks, he knows the coverages. But just he's a special person in general. On and off the field, we've created a very special bond, and he's a brother to me. So to see him healthy back on the field is not only good for the defense, but I'm just very happy for him to be able to, see him out there doing the stuff that he loves. I know that, it was hurting him to not be able to be out there with all the guys and having all the fun that, he enjoys. You see him out there having a great time. So very excited to have him back, very excited to have him healthy, and I'm just excited to see where he continues to keep growing.
I know momentum can go away as early as kickoff of the next game, but is there a sense between games here over what's gone on in the last 3 games, is there a different feel around the facility as you're preparing for the next one?
It's just keeping a level head, keeping 1 week at a time. We're not, looking ahead. We're not looking too far in the past. You just got to stay where your feet are, making sure you're not taking that moment for granted. You're setting yourself up. You're learning from your past to create your future. So that's what we're doing each and every week. We're not, we're not using what you consider momentum. It's taking that one moment at a time and then, continue to make it better the next day. So we had a great day of, meetings, a little bit of film on Monday, great first practice Tuesday. How are we going to make that better on Wednesday? And then so on and so forth through Thursday, Friday, and then preparation all the way up through the game. So, yeah, just taking it one day at a time is what, we've really been doing.
Time for a couple more things, guys.
What have you taken from Max on his leadership, and what have you given from your leadership to him?
Yeah, certainly. There's been days where, he's kind of walked into the linebacker room when I'm watching film, and we've sat down and just, talked through stuff. So we're he'll give me some things where it's hey, I think this is what they're doing here, or how their quarterback may be reading some things. And it's been great. He's a big help, great leader. It's great to see the way that he takes initiative with those guys, not with just the offense, but with the whole team as a whole, and just is himself. He's a very genuine leader. He does, not that he goes from the culture or whatever. He doesn't think that he's anything bigger than that, but it's a way of him being himself as a leader, and I think guys really, really respect that, and that's why you see guys taking his coaching, his leadership in a very positive way that is not seen, I think, a lot, because I think especially with the new age of college football, you don't have those type of relationships, especially with a new guy coming in for 1 year. It could just be all right, I know that we may have got this guy in here, they're giving him X amount of money just to come in here and perform. Maybe I don't even want to hang around this guy. That's not how it is. He's in the building as much as anybody, probably the most, and he has those special connections with people that allows him to understand that, hey, this guy learns a little different. I'm going to give him a coaching point this way. I might have to get on this guy a little bit more, or I'm going to pull him off to the side afterwards. So it's just the way that he's able to connect with people, I think, is very special, and what makes his leadership very effective. Cool. Thank you.
For you since that Michigan game where you get banged up, you don't play a ton heading into the bye week, and then last week you're able to play the most snaps you've seen since Michigan.
I think it's a interesting journey. For me, it's pretty unique. For me, I don't get hurt often, and I think that's a testament to how much work I put in. But at the same time, it's just being able to bounce back. Of course, the standard is the standard around here, and being able to rotate in with the guys that we have and bounce back from stuff like that, I mean, just means we're a great D-line and we have a great school and a great medical program. So, I mean, it's just – I think it's awesome. I mean, I truly love to play the game, honestly. So, I mean, I just another day playing the game. I mean, don't want to take it for granted.
What are the primary challenges you see in Illinois?
Primary challenges is just I don't know how to really answer that because, I mean, of course, every team has its own challenges, but truly, I genuinely, I don't focus on that. I just focus on what we need to do because, I mean, just focus on us. What techniques we need to improve on as a D-line, what I need to do leadership-wise to get better at, what didn't we do last week, and what do we need to do this week. Like, say, last week we didn't do so well at a certain technique and we need to bring it next week in order to be at our best. So, I mean, truly it's hard to focus on what challenges they bring, I mean, because I'm too focused on us.
You guys rotate a lot of people in on the defensive line. You have good depth. Is that a situation where it's situational, or is it giving people a rest, or is there any rhyme or reason to that?
Truly, I don't have a say in that. That's truly Coach Debo. So, truly Coach Debo, Coach Fleck, and Coach Heatherman, whatever they feel is best and what is the best for the team. Truly, we do pay attention to what's going on in the game. But, yeah, they get all the say-so on that. So, I mean, I really don't say what happens. If they put me in, they put me in. If they don't, they don't. Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
How much do you guys talk about stats in the defensive line room, whether it's sacks, pressures, quarterback hits? Does
Nope.
Debo ever bring up stuff like that?
Nope, just affect the QB. That's all. Affect the QB. If we affect the QB, I mean, it gives our back end a great chance. So that's all we need to focus on, affecting the QB, and that's it. So.
Speaking of the back end, they got the interception. They have the new dance that they do at practice when they get a takeaway.
Yeah.
The big boys joining in on that as well.
I know some guys did, like maybe Ja. I truly don't pay attention to the celebrations because I'm so focused in the game. I mean, like I didn't really celebrate. Like I was so happy for the guys that got the interception, what they did, because I mean, truly they work so hard throughout practice, and you really want that to happen for them. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there are guys everywhere celebrating. I mean, you can see it in the film. So, I mean, truly happy for those guys. I mean, truly passionate. You can see it.
Is there any examples you have of Cody kind of showing how much he understands the game and relates that to guys in the field? Is there any time that comes to mind of when it really pops and helps you out?
Yeah, I mean, that's all the time, really. So, certain example, just continuing to come on the sideline and being able to diagnose certain things, whether we're on an iPad or some other things. I mean, his IQ on the field is really nice. I mean, it helps us as defensive linemen being able to do certain things that's maybe not an ordinary linebacker could do. So, I mean, Cody's a great player. And, of course, he's been in my class and we've been around for 5 years. So, I mean, I'm truly happy to see him back on the field after like last year and the years before. I mean, it's truly a testament to his journey and his story.
What type of energy does Coy Parrish bring to your defense?
Man, that dude is a stud. So, and just I'm super excited for his journey. I mean, I know he's just starting out, but I mean, truly, the sky's not the limit. You can go past that. So, I'm trying to think what I was thinking. I mean, he's just one of a kind. And that's really the only way to put it. He's one of a kind. If he continues to work the way that he is doing, I mean, he could truly get whatever he wants.
Is there a moment that hit you with this freshman coming in? He's highly touted. Was there a moment, practice, camp, something that you went, okay?
Yeah. USC. In honesty, it's USC. It reminds me a lot of our other safeties like Tyler Newbin and Antoine Winfield Jr. and Jordan Howden, the way that they make interceptions that way, and when they played here, when their time was here. Like I remember just watching the ball and Coy Parrish just elevates to go get it, and I was like, wow, that is so amazing. Like he's gonna be a really good player. So truly excited for that man.
Is that supreme confidence contagious? I know you talked about it after the game. Is he like they're gonna throw it to the 6'6" guy, and then he outjumps the 6'6" guy for the interception?
Yeah, I mean it's always contagious. Energy is always contagious. I mean whether it's from a guy that's not playing or a guy that's been playing all the snaps. I mean it's always contagious. So I mean just being able to come with a positive mentality and being able to be real when it comes to coaching, but knowing that you have another opportunity to make game-changing plays or affect the game or be the best version of you. I mean it's always contagious.
Anything else for Jalen? All right, thanks, Jalen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Things kind of looked in that Maryland game. Obviously, it felt like you were in the flow. How did things kind of look once you dissected it?
Yeah, the offense looked really good. Obviously, on Sunday we watched the film, and obviously there's a lot of stuff we can fix as well. There's always stuff you go in on Sunday. You're like, oh, I could have done that way better. Or, we could have executed this play a lot better in this specific situation. But you watch the film, and we talk about playing a full game of 60 minutes and starting fast. And we kind of put that all together. It was like one collective unit. We played as a unit and played a full 60 minutes and started fast. That was the two goals that we had been trying to attack for the past 2 or 3 weeks or 3 or 4 weeks, and I felt like we did that as an offense and as a team.
How fulfilling is that to have that? You check the boxes you want to check.
Yeah.
Especially as you look forward, trying to do it again.
Right. It's very fulfilling. I would say when you talk about checking the box, it's like sometimes you can say like, oh, we did that, on to the next one, but it's a continuous, trying to check the box every single week, by attacking every single day and attacking the small details and maintaining that mindset of going 1-0. And I think when you start to become complacent and you're like, oh, we already checked that box and we don't have to worry about that anymore, that's when teams start to step back. And this team's not doing that. We've been attacking that since Sunday after the game, and there hasn't been any let up of the gas pedal. I'm really proud of my team for doing that, and I can't wait to see him fly around on Saturday.
Max, I think Elijah told Guardsy after the game that on his first touchdown pass, when you guys were up there in practice, you never went to him.
Correct. Yeah.
Can you take us through that and what did you see and why that time?
Yeah. That's a big NFL concept. It's like that's a typical crossing concept down the red zone that a lot of NFL teams do, and he was the last read in the progression. We never really got to him in practice. We've had that plan for as long as I've been here, and he kind of just popped. He beat his guy by 2 or 3 yards, and I was on to my last progression, and it was either him or out of bounds, and I just tried to give him the best shot he could, and he made an outstanding catch, an outstanding play where he caught the ball while also dragging his toe in bounds in front of the student section. It's a hard catch to make, a contested catch, and he just stuck with the plan and got to an open spot. So it was on my end. It was just trying to get him the ball.
So was he third option?
He was 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, third option. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who described the touch on that pass?
Coach Fleck always talks about shape of the ball, and so we work on shaping the ball with the right trajectory and the right situation. And that situation, it required something a little higher and kind of let him go get it. And it was the grass that he was running to, that back of the end zone is his grass. I knew he was going to get there, so I just trusted my receiver and put it out where he can get it, and he made an outstanding play.
Thanks. You talk about just the ability to process that. You're talking about your third read. That happened in just a couple seconds that you got to him.
Right.
How do you develop that part of your game where you're able to just identify something really quick and move on to the next one?
Yeah, I would say, it starts all with coaching and understanding how, I think when a coach is learning how to coach someone, it takes some time to develop that relationship where you can, teach a quarterback to go through progression. And I think that started freshman year in New Hampshire with Coach Santos and developed with my offensive coordinator at New Hampshire, Coach Scott and Coach Belcher. And now with Coach Harbaugh and I, that's a communication piece of hey, how can I get through this read correctly, and what's my read, who am I keying? And when he's teaching it was a new concept for me. I hadn't run that at New Hampshire. And so when I got here, it was all about how he described it to me, how I should get through my progression. And it's just a field of grass. I think when the wideouts are run into the right spot, which they are, it allows me to kind of clear through the progression quick enough to where we can get to the last read on time. And that's what happened. The guys got to their spots on time, and that's why we scored.
You mentioned it's an NFL concept. Coach Fleck called you guys an NFL-type quarterback room. Just how fun is that to be a part of, and how much does that help this team?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We challenge each other every single day in that quarterback room. There's a lot of unique talent and skill in that room that I haven't seen anywhere else. I'm excited for the future here with that quarterback room, but it's a lot of fun. The scheme's something new every single day. Coach Harbaugh does a great job of implementing new stuff every single week, and it keeps you on your toes. It's not the same monotonous stuff where like, oh, we did that last week. It's new stuff, and for any quarterback, it's always good to keep your mind going and challenging yourself to learn new things, but become better at new things on the run, where you have a couple days to actually figure it out and master it. It's been a lot of fun, and so that speaks volumes on how Coach Harbaugh coaches and teaches for us, and that's why we've been successful the past few games, is because of the stuff that he's been installing and how he teaches that to us.
Quarterbacks have really struggled against Illinois. With Bielema there, they're completing about 47% of their passes, more turnovers than touchdowns. What are the struggles or the challenges, at least, of this Illinois defense?
Yeah, number one, they do a really good job up front. They've got some really athletic ends on their front four, and a good strong interior D lineman, and their backers play hard. I would say number one is they make everything look the same. They do a really good job of disguising defense, and it's fun because they really challenge you post snap, and that's something that is unique. It's an NFL style defense, but they do a really good job of making everything look the same. And for a quarterback, that's really challenging. I think that's their goal, is to make everything look the same for the quarterback. So they have to put the quarterback on their heels, post snap, to where they feel like they have the advantage. And so for us on offense, it comes with preparation, and film study, and doing our best to make sure that we can see the little keys on their defense to where we know what they're going to do and make sure we're getting to the right spot.
Max, I read an older quote from you that said you like the responsibility on your shoulders. You like when your teammates look to you for leadership. Tell me where that mentality or that mindset came from.
Yeah, I don't know that it's been developed. I think it's kind of just something that maybe I've lived with for a while. I think quarterback, if you're going to be successful as a quarterback, I think that's something that you have to kind of have internally in general. I think that's something that maybe I recognized early in my career at New Hampshire, and that's just a feeling that I'm kind of addicted to. I love that feeling of the responsibility and the accountability as a quarterback, and that's the position. That's the position of the sport. It's one of the hardest positions in all of sports, and you have to, for one of the reasons, is because you have to have that accountability and that responsibility for your team through wins and losses. It's a really difficult position, but you have to understand that plays an integral part into you on the field as well, and to know that everything you do on a daily basis, from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Every single minute you have to dedicate to your team and your craft to make sure that you can put your team in the best position to win the football game. So it's a lot of fun.
Accountability with that too.
Right, 100%.
In what ways has Jameson Gears improved this season?
Yeah, he's been outstanding. Number one, one thing I like about Jameson, and all of our tight ends and receivers in general, but they're always asking questions. Jameson's always asking me questions of how he can be better, and is he getting to the right spot? Is he getting there quick enough, or is he too fast? How can he make himself look like a bigger target? And for him being 6'5" already, he's a good target to throw to. And the second thing is he's extremely physical in the catch point, and for a tight end and for a quarterback, that's a lot of fun to have a tight end that can do that and continue to make plays in the air as well as in the box as well. And it's been a blast playing with him. Practicing with him is a lot of fun, and I can't wait to keep doing it this year.
The throw you made to him there at the end of the first half gave you an opportunity to kick the field goal.
Right.
What did it mean to the offensive guys for PJ to show trust there, where you got 24-point lead, you could have just
Right.
gone to the halftime with that, but you kept your foot on the accelerator.
Yeah, I think we got given some extra field after that kick went out of bounds, and initially we were kind of back and forth, and then when we got that extra yardage, I think we were going to go for it, and that speaks a lot on Coach Harbaugh and Coach Fleck for trusting us to go out and put some points on the board, but ultimately it came down to us to get the ball down the field and get the points, and we made some spectacular catches of that drive, and the ball to Jameson Gears and the back shoulder to D-Jack. That stuff that doesn't just happen. Those people, D-Jack and J-Mo and Elijah, these guys are practicing on a daily basis, and it goes down to nailing the small details when the pressure seems a lot bigger than it actually is. And that's what happened that drive, was we just executed the small details and we made plays, and that's why we got points.
Time for a couple more.
The third down offense this year is 17th best in the country, 4th best in the Big Ten. Last year when you weren't here, they were one of the worst
do you think has been the biggest difference to going from converting about 30% of your third
Yeah.
downs to nearing 50 now?
Yeah, I don't know what the exact stats are about yardage wise, but I think number one is when you look at third down percentage, the first thing you have to look at is first and second down success rate. And when you're getting in third and long and third and unmanageable, where you're third and 10, third and 8, third and 9, and it's like you're kind of on your heels at that point. The defense has the advantage at that point. It's hard to convert those on a consistent basis. I think we've done a good job this year of putting ourselves in third and manageable, where our playbook is still open and we don't have to go down to third and 12 and throw something deeper down the field to get a first down. That's all about the execution early on the early downs, obviously, and then when we have the opportunity to go for it on fourth down, we've done a good job on that as well on later down. So I think it's a matter of, again, being successful on first and second down, but also going back to what I said earlier about the small details. Like, that's technique time for us. It's making sure that we're executing our small techniques, our small details to make sure that we can get those 4 or 5 yards needed to keep the chains moving.
You were sacked only 4 times in the month of October. Where do you think your offensive line has made the most strides in pass protection?
They've been absolutely amazing. It's cool walking out of a game untouched, especially against Maryland like that, where it was a huge game for our offense and our team, and not getting touched all game was pretty cool. And that's something that doesn't happen a lot. That speaks number one volumes to Coach Callie and what he's doing with the O-line, but also how much pride the O-line's taken in to protect the quarterback, protect the running back in the backfield, and they've done an amazing job with that. Quinn and Tay have done outstanding work with that O-line, and it's definitely comforting to have an O-line that cares that much about protecting the quarterback.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Of Elijah, do you feel like there's less coverage pressure on you and things like? You have a lot of good receivers, but he's really been more dynamic the last 5 games.
Right. I think any defensive coordinator looks at our receiver room and sees that they got a scout and they got a game plan for a bunch of guys, and they see that when Christian Driver was in there, you see him on a lot of just motions and going across, and like you saying, Elijah Spencer's production is starting to rise a little bit. So yeah, definitely I think game planning for all of our receivers is something that defensive coordinators need to do.
Illinois' defensive coordinator called you the most underrated receiver in the country earlier this week. When you hear that, what does that make you think about?
You hear that. Sure. Thank you. It's a great honor for him to say that. But truly, it's something that I still got to go out and prove and go get better every day. So it's like, it goes kind of in one ear and out through the other. Because you still focusing on your team, yourself, and getting better every day. So.
The passing offense has really struggled the last 3 years against Brett Bielema's defense. If you guys are going to click now in year 4 going against it, what needs to happen this weekend?
Just come out starting fast, executing, running our offense, doing what we do well, and just executing.
We saw Coy line up in the backfield before a play. We've seen
Mhm.
him line up in the backfield at certain points during the
Yeah.
season. Have you talked with Coy at all about trying to?
Yeah. Cody loves having the ball in his hand. Cody's a great player, obviously, and you get around the guy and you see that he always wants to make an impact on the game, and that's a great thing to have on your team and a great person to be around. And yeah, you seen him in the backfield a little bit last week, and so that was just it's cool to see him on that offensive side, and then knowing like a defense is going to have to game plan for it if they do see something like that. So it's pretty cool.
You guys were 5-3 in the same spot last year going into the Illinois game, and then November didn't go the way you wanted to go. If you guys are going to avoid that fate in back-to-back seasons, what has to happen here going into this weekend?
We just learn from our past, control our learn from our past to create our future. So, that's all we can do. We know things didn't go exactly how we wanted them to the last 4 or 5 weeks of the season, but this is a new year, new team. So all we can do is learn from the past and continue to go forward.
What stands out about the Illini defense for what you have to watch for?
They do what they do and they do it well. Kind of like you do when you talk about a school like Iowa a little bit. They, you kind of know what they're going to do. They're a good 2 high. They run their little cover 2 man deal. So they do what they do really well, like I was saying, and that'll be a struggle within itself.
Getting back to Coy, he did his little bring the boom dance.
Yeah.
I know you scored twice. He didn't break it out.
Yeah.
Kind of took it over to the offense. I know it's an interception.
Right. Nah, yeah, that was. I was kind of thinking. I wish I could have probably. I mean, I got in the end zone twice. I probably could have hit a little. Here comes the boom, but nah, the way he hit it. I mean, it was funny. I mean, he's a great guy to be around. You know, the energy and we hear the little sound going on throughout practice. So, you know, it kind of eggs it on to, you know, we kind of got to hit the dance if we make a play out there on the field. So.
Anything else for Daniel?
Awesome. Thank you.